Hello. I haven't done a live stream for months. I don't even know if I've done one this year. I think I have, but I figured I'd come on tonight and do a live stream. And like the title says, do I still collect comics? What's going on? What's the future going to be? So I wanted to come on here and say hello to anyone who wants to say hello tonight. It's Monday night, 9 o'clock on the West Coast where I'm at right now. And Christina Payne, hello, how are you? Appreciate you joining. Like I said, I don't really do a lot of live streams, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to join tonight. A lot of people watch my stuff on the rewind. That's kind of always been the case. But what we are going to discuss, I actually do have some comics I'm going to show you. Unfortunately, one of our legendary creators passed away, Jim Shooter. I have some thoughts to share about that. I did know Jim. I've known him for about 8 years. We've done things together. And so I want to talk about Jim Shooter. Also, just some stuff in general. What's going on? What is the future of comics with Bueller and all the other great stuff that's kind of happening right now in my life as far as July is next month. It's my birthday month. But let me go ahead and say hello to the people in the chat before I get bogged down. Jason, hello. Jeffrey, hello. Two Gun Pedro, what's up? Descending Climax. Dude, I still got a box that I just found that's yours of books that you bought. And text me, okay? And I'm heading down there for Leo's birthday at the end of July. So you want me to bring him or do you want me to mail him to you? I'm so sorry. They kind of got mixed in the shuffle. Steve, how you doing? Let's see. Hi, sweetie. That's my daughter, Paige. Gonna go see her pretty quickly. TMX, what's going on? Thank you for the early birthday. Okay. So first things first, I want to show a couple things really fast because, this is Comics with Bueller. And as you guys know, our friend Jen passed away last year. We had our service for her a couple months ago. And she kind of wanted some of her close friends to go through her collection and, pretty much have whatever they wanted. So I did go through her collection with a bunch of other people as well. I didn't take very much because obviously I have very limited space, so I wasn't really looking for a lot. But I want to show you a couple of things I took. I only took maybe about 10 books. John from John's Comics for Kids, he took, 8 long boxes, but we all know how John's Comics for Kids is. But I just want to show you a couple from her collection. This is Swamp Thing. This was her favorite character. This is number 13. This was in her collection. And it's really cool because I know how much she loved Swamp Thing. I was with her when she bought the first appearance of Swamp Thing at a Comic-Con, at Rose City Comic-Con. She was so excited to get it. And so I wanted to have a Swamp Thing from her collection. And this was hers. So this will stay with me on the bus. There's not very comic books I keep on the bus, but this one I'm keeping on the bus because it's like a good luck charm, and Jen's watching over. What's up, MJ Comics? How you doing? Rogue Trader, what's up, buddy? Rusty, hello. Did I miss anyone here? TMX, I think I got you as well. This other book is also from Jen's collection. And I found this in there. And this is the Avengers number 83. This is the first appearance of the Valkyrie, and Jen was kind of known as the Valkyrie herself. And so when I saw this book, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So there's a little backstory to this book, which is I didn't realize it at the time when I grabbed it. I didn't notice it until the next day when I was looking at it. On the back of the book is some writing, and the writing is my handwriting. This was my book. And Jen purchased this from me during one of my auctions when I was getting ready for doing the travels on the bus. And I didn't even realize, I couldn't remember that she purchased it, but she did. So she bought this, and I didn't even realize this was the copy of my book. But Jen purchased this from me to help support my journeys on my bus. And then when I was going through her collection, I saw it. Then a couple days later, I noticed, I looked on the back. I was like, that's my handwriting, which is not very good handwriting. And then it triggered my memory that she bought this from me during one of those auctions to help support the bus. And so just having this back, knowing that it was mine. She purchased it. It was hers, and now it's back in my collection. It's one of the books that will always stay with me and stay on the bus as well. So the Valkyrie, Jen herself. There you go. So really cool. A nice little story behind that. So awesome to have. There's another book I want to show you, and we're going to get the Jim Shooter right here. Jim Shooter, as we all know, he's probably most famous for Secret Wars. Lots of other stuff that he did, but Secret Wars is probably the most famous thing. Jim Shooter and I met at a Comic-Con about 8 years ago at, I think it was called Cherry City Comic-Con. It was a really horrible con, and I'm pretty sure the promoter skipped town with everyone's money and never paid anybody. But Jim Shooter was like the one and only comic book guest of note that was at this con, and nobody even knew he was there. And then I was walking by the table, and this is recently when I got back into comics, and I'm like looking over, I'm like, I think that's Jim Shooter. He didn't even have a nameplate on his table. And so I walked up to him, I said, "Are you Jim Shooter?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so me and Jim started talking for like 2 hours. And like I said, there wasn't really many people at this con. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't take any time away from anyone else that was there because nobody even knew he was there. So me and Jim talked for a couple hours, and I came back the next day and I interviewed Jim and for like a couple hours again, and we talked and really had a nice time, really good conversation. And that was kind of our introduction to each other. And then as the years went on, I had Jim as a guest on the channel a couple different times, 2 or 3 times as a guest doing interviews. So thank you for that. And then also I kind of got multiple chances to host panels for Jim at different Comic Cons, including Washington State SummerCon, MegaCon in Orlando. We did a thing on stage there. I think a couple at Washington State. And then I would see Jim throughout the country as I was touring and going to Comic Cons. We would run into each other. And just a really nice, pleasant guy. And I asked him one time what his favorite comic book was, and this was it. This was the Heroes for Hire X-Men fundraiser comic that they did. And as you can see, Jim Shooter signed it for me right there, which is really cool. I've had a bunch of books signed by Jim Shooter, and I ended up just giving them away. I think I gave one to Reggie. But this one I had him sign, and because I knew it was his favorite, so he signed it for me. He also signed some other stuff for me for a friend of mine, Kit, that was going through some medical issues and stuff, and he kind of signed a thing for him along with a bunch of other creators did a couple years ago, so I appreciate that. But Jim was really cool. I loved his stories, very knowledgeable. Many different marks he left in the comic book world for what he did and what he brought to the table. Some of the stuff people didn't agree with. Some of the stuff he did agree with, people did like. I liked him. I thought he was great. I really enjoyed it. He had a good presence to him, and just willing to share his experiences and his knowledge, and just started a lot of stuff. Hey, John, we were just talking about you a minute ago. TMX Jim was awesome. Met him a few times in the last 2 years as a CGC witness. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he was really cool. And you know what? He was not in the best of health. If anyone knows, he's a very tall, big guy, and he had a cane and had some issues and stuff like that. So his passing is not a huge surprise, but he lived a great life and left a great legacy. And thank you, Jim Shooter, and all his family and friends and all his fans as well. So anyway, I kind of wanted to talk about Jim Shooter a little bit and kind of just reference someone that really kind of gave me a shot to kind of be his do the panels for him. And he was like one of my very first interviews I've ever done. I think he was my first comic book creator interview, and it was just so easy to talk with him. So very fortunate to have that time. And you can go watch those videos on my channel if you would like to. They're on there. There's I think there's 2 or 3 things that are on there. Kingdom of Nerds, hello, how are you? Yes, John Comics with friends, yes. Like I said, yeah, John's Comics. Is it Comics with Friends? Okay, I didn't even notice that. Shows you how much I pay attention to that guy. All right. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of give you guys an update on what is going on as far as me, as far in the comic book world, and what else is going on my end, because I know people have been asking. I still make comic book videos. I put out my weekly video for the new comics every week. I've been doing that for almost 8 years now. A couple times I've missed it, things have happened, but for the most part, I think I have like a 98% track record on putting that video out every Wednesday for the last 8 years, which is great. And I don't plan on stopping doing that. I know I had mentioned before I was thinking about somewhat stepping back from comics and, quote, retiring. And I had every intention to do so. And I'll tell you the reason why. Having the bus wrapped with the logos and all that stuff, and the comics with Bueller, and having my identity out there for display 24/7 got to me after a while. And it wasn't from like people who are in the comics. You guys are who that's for. You guys watching are who that's for. So that's important. So if you guys would approach me, that was great. It was the random people that were like, what is this? And they didn't have any interest in comics. And the majority of those people thought I was a comedian because they saw comics with Bueller and they were like, oh, you're some kind of comedian. So it was just like the random conversation with just random people that had no idea what comics were or what I was about and stuff like that. But my interaction with people that follow the channel that know what it is have all been fantastic. I mean, I really look forward to that. I've had many a times I'm sitting in the parking lot at a grocery store and someone will come up the bus, oh, I want your channel. And that's what I like. That's what I enjoy. It's the other ones that come up and say, make me laugh, funny man, which I've had happen. And so anyway, I've since took the wrap off the bus. So the bus is more inconspicuous now. I have my identity back, I guess you would say, and just myself. And by taking that wrap off, it kind of like, I kind of looked in the mirror. I was like, I can still do this comic book thing. I still actually like comics. I enjoy them. I just don't want to wear it on my sleeve 24/7. And now I can, just do my thing. And so it kind of motivated me to kind of look back at the comic book scene and the comic book community and the videos and all that stuff and kind of see where the state of the comic book YouTube is and kind of see if I can't make lightning strike again. And what I mean by doing that is there was a certain time when I was putting out multiple videos a week and thousands of views on every video. And, I still do that, the one video, maybe two, but I want to see if I can do it again. The comic book community is different. The comic book YouTube landscape is different. There's a lot of dog shit that's out there. Sorry for those people who identified just now of me saying dog shit and they're like, oh, they're talking about me. My apologies. But anyway, I want to kind of see if I can bring my Bueller mentality back and see where that goes and see if, like I said, I can make lightning strike again. I have videos that have hundreds of thousands of views, but those are like 5 years old. I want to see if I can redo those again and see if I can't find that audience back and see how that goes. I fully believe that there is, and I know that if I can put my spin on it, spin of positivity and a spin of fun, and I think that can go a long way, and I think it's something that's sorely needed right now. I saw the other day that Comic Tom did his Bags and Board podcast, and I messaged Tom. I was like, man, this is the type of thing that the comic book YouTube world has been missing for a while. And with him stopping doing that, with me stopping doing the coffee and comics, that left a huge gap. And so we're going to see, or at least I'm going to see if I can't bring some of that back. That doesn't mean coffee and comics is coming back. That's a whole nother ball of wax. But there's other stuff that I want to look and see if I can't, do it again and spawn a whole new batch of Bueller channels or whatever you want to call them. Let me go up here real quick. because I know there's some other people in here. Let's see. I think I said hi to Steven. K-pop, how you doing? Well, Boar, hello, what's up? Let's see. My friend Tugan. Glad to hear that, Bueller. So many people feel owned by their channel. It shouldn't be that way. Yeah, Jeffrey. Wolverando, is that what it is? TMX, hello. Let's see. I think I got caught up there, but yeah, I want to. So here's what's going on. So have you guys noticed? I've gotten some new sponsors on board. That's part of the coming back 616 Comics. I'll just put this on the screen there. This is one of their new books coming out. Something's Children and Children, number 43, the Marco Mastrazo variant. This is available on the616comics.com. They are a new sponsor to the Comics with Bueller YouTube channel. So I've been sharing a bunch of their stuff. They got a lot of awesome. Here's the thing. Here's the honest thing. So I want to talk about 616 Comics. I've been doing that preview video for 8 years. As of the last year, maybe longer, I've been noticing the 616 exclusives been like, damn, those are really good. They're really good. And they just been kind of catching my eye. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything with Bird City anymore. That kind of, there's no ill will for Bird City. It's just that contract came and gone, and they're doing their thing, and I'm doing mine. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should reach out to 616 Comics and see if they would like to do some stuff together. And the nice thing is, let's see here. Let's see if I can have some share screen. Let me put something else on there. There we go. I want to share this one. The nice thing is, so I saw this one come out, okay, on one of the preview videos or something, or the picture showed up. I was like, that's Shannon Mayer, and that's awesome. And Shannon is a friend of mine, and I've interviewed him. I've met him. He's a really great guy. And I'm like, oh, cool. I haven't seen very much Shannon books lately. And then I go and I look on the 616 and I see a handful of Shannon Mayer covers. So I'm like, yeah, I need to reach out to 616 and see if they want to do something together. So I reach out to the 616, and I want to say the 616 because that's the website, the616comics.com. And then I send the guy a message, the person a message, and then they send me back later, hey, I'm your friend on Facebook. And I didn't know. That we're friends on Facebook. And apparently he's been following my channel for a long time, and he's been following my travels and stuff like that. And he said he was going to reach out to me a long time ago, but he just never got to it and stuff. And so we ended up talking on the phone for a while. I really enjoyed our conversation. I was like, hey, man, I like your work. I highlight your stuff on my videos. Might as well just, I'll be honest, might as well get paid for it, right? If I'm already doing it. So just means I just highlight it a little bit more. And he was down. He was like, oh, that sounds great. Let's do it, And so we did a contract and stuff. So the 616 Comics is one of the newest sponsors for Comics with Bueller, which is just fantastic. It means that I kind of get to continue doing what I'm doing. And so I'm really happy to have them on board. And every week they put out a ton of exclusives. I think they're the number one producer of exclusives for Marvel, for DC, and for Image. They always do the G.I. Joe and Transformers. I think they're doing all the Amazing Spider-Mans. So they're putting out a lot of stuff. So I'm really excited to have the 616 Comics on board. Their link is down below. They're going to be sending me some stuff. I'm going to be doing giveaways or whatever and stuff like that. So anyway, that's the first one that's on my list as far as a new sponsor. I have another new sponsor, and this one should have been a sponsor a long time ago. It's Comic Capsule, and there's a story to this as well. That was very funny. So the Comic Capsule, you guys are probably familiar with this because they've been around for a little while, and they do a real good marketing campaign. One of the guys behind this thing, I did not know was behind this, okay? And his name was Andrew. And Andrew did a thing called the Comic Cloak. And me and Andrew were friends, and I went out to dinner with Andrew and stuff like that. And when the Comic Cloak was out, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I talked about it on my Coffee and Comics. And then when the Comic Capsule came out, I was like, oh, shit, this is better than the Comic Cloak. But I felt a little bit of loyalty to Andrew. Okay, so I didn't want to. Someone at Comic Capsule approached me to do some promotion. I said, I'm sorry, my friend Andrew, he does the comic cloak. I'm going to stay faithful to him. It's a good product, but in all honesty, this was a little bit better. So I just kind of didn't respond. Okay. I go and I run into Andrew last year as I'm traveling, and I kind of proceed to have this conversation with Andrew. Andrew is one of the people behind Comic Capsule. He's so I did not know that him and the two of us, or I think 2 or 3 of his other friends, kind of got together and from the comic cloak evolved into this with the engineer and all this stuff and everything. And so they now do the comic capsule, which is really cool. And so I was like talking to Andrew. I was like, hey, we need to do something together. And it just, some time went by, some things happened, as you guys know. I reached out to Andrew recently and said, hey, I know we talked about this. What do you guys want to do? Da, da, da. And like, yes, as of, let's just say tomorrow, the 1st of July, I have a 6-month contract with Comic Capsule, and they are an official sponsor of Comics with Bueller. And we'll be doing some giveaways. We'll be doing some incentive codes, some Bueller codes probably for their website. They got a bunch of different products coming out. I can't really talk too much about them because I had to sign an agreement. But some of the stuff is out there. These ones. There's the silver. This is Silver Age ones. It's regular size. They're different color backs and stuff like that. And as more information comes out, I can share that with you, which is great. So that's another new sponsor. Comic Capsule is on board with Comics with Bueller, and that's, like I said, 6 months. So that goes through the end of the year. So it's nice to have them on board, and I get to promote their product, and I know the guys behind it. And there might be some really cool things coming out that I'm involved in. And I got you guys in mind. I got the comic community, the comic collector in mind with some of the stuff I'm talking to them about. So very excited to have both the 616 Comics on board and Comic Capsule on board. The links are down below. You can check those out. And then I recently reconnected with Dynamite. As far as my Dynamite relationship goes with them, when everything happened with Diamond, I kind of let them kind of take care of business because I didn't want to be like, man, I know you guys are hurting right now. Things are going, shit's hitting the fan, all that stuff. If you need me, just let me know. But, don't worry about me. I'm fine, and stuff like that. Things have somewhat calmed down. I've talked to Dynamite. It looks like we're going to start doing some shows together again. I've done some interviews for them last month, but I'm going to talk to them tomorrow, and they want to do like, a show a week or something like that, like we did before. So I'm looking forward to doing that and bringing them back on board and promoting them as well. And hopefully everything is good with them. Hopefully everything with getting distribution figured out, whatever they're going for. I haven't really had that conversation with them, but yeah, so having Dynamite back on board with Comic Capsule as well, and then the 616 Comics, and of course Blackbox Comics has been a long time sponsor of Comics with Bueller, and they are still trying their best, to get their name out there. It's not easy right now, of course, you guys know. I've reached out to a couple other companies to see what they have to say, because like I said, I'm kind of looking at this as the opportunity to see if what we can do, and I'm kind of excited about doing that. And so anyway, I wanted to give you guys an update on that, and now I want to shift gears to some other stuff that's kind of interesting. I mean, you can see the full beard, and I'm kind of gruff or whatever. So I've talked about this on my other videos. I've talked about it on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and my Instagram is no longer Comics with Bueller. It's Travis CWB. CWB stands for Comics with Bueller. My Facebook is just my name and stuff like that. And I am posting stuff on those platforms for comics and my journeys. I don't really post stuff about my journeys on my YouTube channel. I don't think I'm going to. So if you want to follow me on those platforms to find out where I'm at, what I'm doing, where I'm going, where I'm hiking, you will see that on those platforms. Okay, so I wanted to get to my 50th birthday, which is July 30th, which is just a month, 30 days pretty much away. I've been planning all year on doing doing the PCT hike, the Oregon leg of the PCT hike. It's basically hiking the whole state of Oregon. It's 455 miles, something like that. I'm planning on starting July 30th on my birthday. Brett Hess, proud of you, my friend. Very proud of you. You keep it going, brother. Known Brett for a long time. Really good guy. Just saw him in the chat. Sorry. Duke, hello. Chaos and Comics, hello. The name changes, hello. Sorry, let me just, if I miss you, I apologize. But so I'm planning on leaving on July 30th to go on this hike. I will be gone for at least a month, all the month of August, probably into the first week of August as well. I'm planning on pre-recording a bunch of my videos. I know I can record them about a month out. So I'm going to pre-record a bunch of videos so you won't even know I'm gone, as far as, in real time, that is. I am just about have everything I need for my PCT hike. I want to say thank you to everyone who's I have an Amazon list. The link is down below. There's 5 items left on my list. They're like $20, $10 to $20. And everything else on my list, people have already bought. My tent, my backpack, my sleeping bag, all the stuff I've needed for this trip. Everything I needed has been bought except for 5 things, and that they're not very big, so I can pick them up myself. If you guys want to buy something on my list, there's only 5 things available, and then once those are gone, I'm turning off the list, or I'll just go buy them here in the next week or so. But yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone who helped purchase all the stuff. It was like about $800 worth of stuff. And everyone came through and kind of did their part. I've been training for this for months. I'm ready to go. If I could leave right now, I would, but I got other things I gotta take care of. But yeah, I will be hiking the whole state of Oregon, 455 miles. I'm starting, it's a little bit less. I'm actually starting about 15 miles in at this little town on the border of California and Oregon. So it's 440 miles is what it is. And I'll hike all the way up north to Cascade Locks and across the bridge into Washington. And that will be my 50th birthday present to myself. I want to be able to know I can do it. I'm doing it by myself. Like I said, I have all the equipment I need. I've been training for a long time. I've lost, a bunch of weight. I feel like I'm in good shape. Everyone, my family's all aware of what I'm doing. My kids are aware, my parents and everything are all aware. So I am good to go. I have complete confidence I can do it, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to I'm probably going to bring a comic cloak on the trip and do little promotions on the trip, like comic cloak or and have a 616 exclusive. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the cover. So I'm just have them send me some books. I'll take the covers off because I'm not carrying a bunch of books with me, but I'll carry 4 or 5 covers, just the cover. And I'll put them in the comic cloak and do a little promotion, on the PCT trail. Don't forget to get your comic cloak and your 616 Something is Killing Your Children exclusive, or something with Dynamite as well. Space Ghost #1, on there. So I can do little shorts on the video because I will have satellite, and I'll try to go live on my Instagram or I'll try, if I get a good signal, I'll go live on any platform so you guys can kind of stay up to date and everything. So I'm really are you hiking the whole way back after? No, I'm not hiking the whole way back, just one way. I'm just going up. I'm just going north, 455 miles north. And then where I stop at Cascade Locks, that's just a half hour outside of Portland. And all my family is in Portland, or a lot of it and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. It's going to be hot. It's going to be great. It's going to hurt. But it's going to be something I've been wanting to do and look forward to do. And I'm the type of guy to where when I set my mind on something and I pull the trigger and I give myself enough time to get ready and to do everything. And this is one of those things I've done. When I was doing the bus, it was the same thing. I gave myself a list of what I needed to do to make it happen. I gave myself a year to get to that point, pulled the trigger, went for it. And now I'm on 3+ years traveling the country in my bus, and don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Thank you, name changes. I appreciate that. Much love to you and the fam. Awesome. Thank you. Are you going to be filming your hike? I am going to be filming some stuff, but mainly just posting pictures on my Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. Yeah. My daughter's asking. I'll send you some videos of bears. Poetry, hello, how are you doing? Comic Journey, hello. Let's see, I think Duke, hello. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited. My grandson, his birthday is coming up. I'm excited to go and visit him, and my daughter will be there, and my son will be there, and so that'll be really nice. And then, like, right after I leave there, I get back to Portland, and I leave like 2 days later, so I don't have a very big window. Is someone going to follow you with the bus? No, my bus is here on at the lake, at our family lake, and so it's just sitting here. It's been sitting here for a couple months now, and so it'll just be here. But when I get back from my hike doing the PCT, I am going to hit the road and get out of here and probably head east and stuff. And really looking forward to doing that, and doing some traveling again, hitting some more comic shops probably. And is anyone coming with you? No one's coming with me, but there are a lot of people on that trail. It's not it's a trail that's, a lot of people do it, and a lot of people do it this time of year, so there won't be a day that goes by that I won't just run into fellow hikers that are doing the PCT. And there's a lot of volunteers and people that make it so it's easy to resupply and stuff like that. The Oregon leg is actually the easiest leg of the PCT. The PCT trail goes from the border of Mexico and California all the way up to the border of Washington and Canada. That's the whole hike. I do eventually want to do the whole thing. I want to do Oregon first, and then do Washington probably next year, and then maybe California over a 2-year period, like divide it half of it 1 year, the other half next year, or maybe if I'm up to it, maybe do the whole thing 1 year. So, but yeah, so I'm pretty excited to be doing that, and like I said, it's pretty much a lot of what I've been thinking about for a very long time. And now that I have all my equipment all set to go on my pack, and I've been training and stuff, getting everything dialed in, I feel really motivated to get going and doing my thing. So, like I said, if you do want to help out, there is the Amazon list. It's in the link down below the video. There's only 5 things left on the list, and they're all like 20 or $10. I think one's like 25. But they go up and down in price. I noticed some of them, sometimes they're on sale, sometimes they're not, because it keeps the running total at the top of how much everything was. I think the running total was like $80, and sometimes it goes up to like 110. So I don't know. But if anyone wants the last few things, like a flashlight, a little fanny pack or something like that, you can. But if not, don't worry about it, because I'll just pick them up and stuff, because all my big ticket items have been purchased, and I'm good to go, and I'm feel pretty confident. So thank you so much to everyone who helped out for it and stuff. And yeah, it's going to be a really good time. You've been planning this hike for a while. Excited to hear it's out. Me too, man. Me too. And at no point was I ever like, this isn't going to happen. I felt pretty good the whole time, because I literally, said this like last year that I wanted to make this happen. And it just everything kind of works its way out. There was some stuff, and John, you're aware that, that had to be taken care of and stuff like that. And there was some stuff here on my end. My older brother passed away last year, and we had his service finally just a few weeks back. And so there was a lot of prep and getting ready for that and stuff like that. And it was pretty heavy on our family, but it was a really great service and great memorial and a lot of memories and stuff. And a lot of family came to talk about my brother Robin and everything. And actually, Robin was with me when I met Jim Shooter. Now I remember that. He was with me at that Comic-Con. That's kind of, yeah. But so anyway, there was some stuff here that needed to be taken care of. And my father's health has been, you guys kind of know my father's health hasn't been the best. So I've been helping out with that. And the next couple of weeks, he's got a lot of appointments and some surgeries. And I'm here kind of helping make sure he gets all his appointments and stuff. And then parents are getting older. You know, my parents, both my dad and my stepmom and my mom and my stepdad, they're all getting a little older and time's catching up, you know. My mom's doing great. My mom, you know, she's probably running a marathon. I don't know. But what's the elevation of the hike? Are you going through the mountains? Yeah, it's a little. The Oregon leg doesn't have a tremendous amount of there is. Don't get me wrong, but in comparison to the California and Washington, it's the least amount of elevation that you go through. You do go through Crater Lake. You do go through Mount Hood and stuff. So there's your elevation points. But for the most part, there's a lot of pretty flat areas and stuff that are very little, you know, very slow incline. And if you're going south to north, it's the better route to go as far as the angle, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. But I'm pretty good at I'm a pretty good hiker now. I can put on some miles. No big deal. All right, Paige. Good night. That's my daughter, by the way. She is my grandson, Neil Emiliano. Gonna be one. So I was gonna show you the Jordans I got him, but yeah. But anyway, but yeah. So I'm not elevation. I do really well with elevation. I actually do better going up than I do going down. That sounds horrible. But anyway, yeah. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for the new sponsors on board. You know, the 616 Comics, Comic Capsule, doing stuff with Dynamite again. Blackbox Comics, of course, has always been there. I'm no longer with Comics on Coffee. No ill will between us and them. They're doing their thing. I'm doing mine. I love them and stuff. I can't wait to see them. But, you know, we promoted each other for a long time. My code might still work on there, but they're doing their thing. So if you need some coffee, go to Comics on Coffee. It's good stuff. Let's see. I think that's about it. Can't think of anything else unless you guys have any questions. Do me a favor, check out the 616 Comics. I don't have a code for them yet. I don't know if I will. I haven't really talked to them about that. I don't like having codes because most people, when I have a code, they forget to use it. I always got that all the time with like Bird City and Comics on Coffee. Oh, I got some Comics on Coffee. I forgot to use your code. So, you know, just go check it out. You know, if you see something you like, tons of really good stuff. They got some really good sales going on right now. So, and the other thing, the guy from the 616 Comics, I like him. He was a good guy. He's got a lot of kids. I don't know if I should tell you how many, but he's got a lot. So he's going to be busy for a while. I said, you're not going to retire. And the same thing, obviously, with Comic Club. Andrew is a friend of mine. He's one of the guys behind putting this together, and I get to work with people I like, and it's really important to me. And the people at Dynamite, Amy, Nick, Rex, I like them all. So it's nice to be able to work with those people again and do some stuff. But anyway, do me a favor, check out the 616 Comics. The link is down below. Check out Comic Capsule if you're not familiar with them. They've been around a little while now. So is 616 Comics. If your comic shop doesn't carry 616 Comics, let them know, or doesn't carry Comic Capsule, let them know they can, because Comic Capsule is trying to get into comic shops. That way you don't have to pay for shipping, and you can just pick them up at your local comic shop. So tell your local comic shop, hey, carry these Comic Capsules. My goal is to help them get this into as many comic shops as I can, because I'm not a person who likes slabs, and I'm not going to give my money to CGC so that they can tell me what the grade they think of my book is, because I think that's stupid. And I don't like their business practice either, to be totally honest. So CGC is not going to be a sponsor of Comics and Peeler. But these are, for me, these are, if you're looking to put a really nice comic in something, put them in one of these. There you go. Get tax break somehow. Yeah, there you go. And like I said, if you want to, there's a few things left on my list. If you guys want to buy, there's a fishnet for my face so mosquitoes don't get me. It's like $10. I think there's one of those on there, and I think there's a flashlights for $11. I think the headlamp might be $25. I don't know. But if you guys want to finish off that list, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, I think that's about it. Rest in peace, Jim Shooter. Thank you so much for the opportunity to spend time with you. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on comics and your imagination, which was stellar. And so, when you look at these comic book creators and what they're able to put pen to paper, it's just fucking amazing, to be honest. So, I mean, come on. All right, I'm going to sign off. I think I got everything. I'm just going to show this one more time because Shannon Mayer. Shannon is a good dude. Awesome cover. I'm going to try to get one of those. But yeah, I like Shannon. Been on the channel. Him and I have talked behind the scenes. He's helped out. He cares about comic book collectors. Okay. That's a story for another day. But anyway, all right, we're going to call it good. Thank you so much, everyone. Sending Climax. Text me, like I said, if you didn't already. And yeah, if I get down there, I'd like to go and hang out with you, brother. Be great. All right, Creative Keep. Thank you. I think I got everything. All right, take care, everyone. Nice. And I got a video coming out tomorrow showing a bunch of really cool exclusives. All right, take care. End stream.